We love hip hop.
The different places that we drop it on weekly.
Oh, okay.
We're out here dropping like 2 audios a week.
Dope. That's dope.
So what people are usually seeing is just the video reproduction of the audio. But the audio actually drops first.
Okay. Oh, you guys dropped the audio first, then
the video. So even with this interview, for example, there's a percentage of the audience who will already listen to the interview.
To the interview.
And not even go watch the audio. And the reason why... That shit's too loud. The reason why it's so important that I feed 2 audiences, an audio and a video audience, it's for stuff like this.
We love hip hop.
I'm so sick, don't even question it. My disease is I'm a professional.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We back at it, man. It's your boy Friday Ricky Dread here with another interview for your head top. Big salute to the sponsors. Diamond Club, they got deliveries all over the GTA. Hit them up on their Instagram, Diamond Club _905. And also, big salute to Sovereign Selections, okay? Sovereign Selections, they are the original or one of the only boutique indigenous dispensaries. They're right downtown, 70 Dundas Street, right upstairs next to the Rock the House Barbershop, and they're going to be doing deliveries. All the information will be in the description, and you can get deliveries inside of the downtown area. Yes, but I'm really happy to be having this convo, as usual. But this gentleman right here, we've had a long time just knowing each other and just being around each other in this hip hop game.
Very long time.
Like I said, while the amazing music was blasting, rapper, producer, singer. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna just say more than a singer, crooner.
I like that. All right.
With no further ado, we got KinSmuv. KinSmuv in the motherfucking building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what's popping, fam?
Man, just out here, man. You know what I mean? Just living life. You know what I mean? So
how is the 2023 been treating you so far?
So far, not too bad. Working on a couple of projects right now. More so right now, I'm trying to get into the licensing game and the syncing game. You know what I mean? I'm trying to gravitate more to that kind of vibe, right? So yeah, I'm doing that, and hopefully get some of my stuff in movies, commercials, sports games, whatever. And I'm my producer game, I'm doing that heavy right now. I just did a joint with this artist called Everything Ocean. Oh yeah, I know Everything Ocean. Yeah. So him and Private Number did a joint together. I produced it, and the response it's getting is pretty good, man. Like it's getting bumped on 98.7. Nice. He's promoting it heavy, so yeah, man. And I know you work with Usual Suspects too. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They record out of my cousin's studio, Merciless. So, yeah, I've done stuff with them. We've done 1 video. I think I've done like 2 tracks with them, but we've only shot 1 video for one of the tracks. But yeah, man, I try to put myself out there. I try to always stay relevant. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to like stay in the game. I know sometimes people don't see me on the social media tip, like, you know. But yeah, man, I with dealing with life, I'm also trying to like now implement these certain things. 'Cause I know we come from the old school, right? Yeah. I remember when I first met you, we was you were selling CDs downtown, and I'm like, yeah. And then at that time, you know, everybody was doing that Empire. Yeah. And then we met before that. Really? Yes. We met. You still had dreads, I think. Okay. Oh, snap. Okay, yes. Okay. Right? And I was doing an open mic at and Mindbender was holding open mics back in the days. You're so right. Yes. And you were performing and I was performing the same open mic place. Shout out Mindbender, man.
Yeah, man. That's a legend right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mindbender used to, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's when we first met back then.
Yes. And then I used to see you downtown.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go through a history, right? For the people who don't know, right? Because a lot of people are going to see you on the screen and be like, oh, lie, OG, legend. But we're now in the age where we have podcasts. We have these formats where we can get into the real stories and get the full stories of people rather than these 15 quick minute new radio interviews and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, grew up in Scarborough.
Yep.
Right? What ends of Scarborough? Because, you know, for our city, that's always so important. You know what I'm saying?
So I grew up in a spot called Green Bay. It's right at Markham and Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right across from Cedar Bay Mall. I'm sure if people know Scarborough, they know where it is. It's a pretty chill hood, man. Like a lot. What's funny about where I grew up, excuse me, is you had people from all different ends. Even in Scarborough, from all different ends in Scarborough, from even all different ends from the West End, would just come chill. Like our block was like a chill spot where everybody could just come, vibe, drink, smoke, barbecue, have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Odd time, you know, things got a little out of hand, but for the most part, man, I loved it, man. I loved growing up there. I love all my peoples from out there. Shout out Green Bay. Yeah, and that was a big part of my childhood and part of my adulthood growing up, right?
Yeah. And you know, in the household, was it like a full household, both parents, brothers, sisters? Like, what was the dynamic like?
Okay, so my mom was a single mother. She had me and my brother there, my older brother. Shout out Kenny Glasgow.
Salute.
And my aunt, her sister, lived there with her daughter. So it was 5 of us in the household. So it's just me and my brother, the only males. Then we had the females were in a 2-bedroom apartment. And we made it work, man. And that was my growing up. Like my cousin, who I grew up with, I more consider her my sister because like she lived with us. You know what I mean? Even when she had her kid, she lived with us too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, growing up, man, I just loved it. I loved my childhood. I loved everything about it. It was a great place to grow up. You know what I mean?
Now, this is like the 80s.
80s,
right?
Yep.
Now, what was life like pre-teens? Like, let's say going outside and playing in Scarborough in those days. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say 86, 87 times.
Oh, so 87, I would have been. You know what? Like if you're talking like, was there like
what? Because you know, around the mid 80s is when crack started hitting the scene.
Yes.
And a lot of things changed.
Yes.
And I feel like we're old enough to have seen the change.
Yeah. Oh, definitely seen the change. Definitely see the change. And
so there was like a time when we were younger and we were kids who were able to play outside. And then there was a time when that changed.
Yes.
Right? So like around when did you see that change?
I would say probably 87, maybe 87, 88, maybe even, I would say 87, 88.
So what was Green Bay like pre that? Because we only know the hood version of it. And I know crack had really made a lot of places that weren't as hood, more hood.
Well, like I said, it was average. Like, you know, and the funny part, I would say the funny part about it is, but it was multicultural. Like I grew up with a lot of people, Italian, white, black, Chinese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like very multicultural where I grew up. And so we all got along. Like there was none of this animosity or racism or even class. We're all in the Jets, man. We're all here. You know what I mean? So you ain't no better than me. I ain't no better than you, man. So let's get along. So for that point in time before like the crack era, yeah, it was fun, man. It was the average childhood. You know what I mean? I mean, we weren't rich. You know, we had average clothing, you know, but it was fun times because we didn't look at color. We didn't look at none of that stuff. We just all wanted to let's have a good time. Let's have fun. We're here together. Let's make the best of it, you know?
So then let's say post like 87 and stuff like that. What are your observations of changes in the neighborhood? Like in hindsight, now that we're older, we could really think about it.
Well,
you know
when you're thinking about it now, you're looking at like people you know, dabbling into the stuff, and you know, it's a sensitive situation, and I know a lot of people, you know, who grew up in certain areas know that, you may have had a close friend or that friend's
like auntie,
parents or auntie, or you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like that was the difficult part about it all, because it's now a transition where it's like, this is a person I looked up to, or this is a person, you know, who looked out for me. Coming up. And do I treat them any different as opposed to like how normally we would treat, you know what I mean?
True.
So, you know, it was very tough, man. It was very tough. And the transition, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of vast. So you're like, man, what do I do? But, you know, for me, I always respected my elders. I don't care who the is, you know what I mean? Pardon me if I can't swear, but yeah, like I'm like, I don't care who you are. I respect my elders. So even in those situations, I always held up a respect. You know what I mean? I didn't respect what they were doing, but I respected
you still respected the person.
The fact that who they are, and, you know what I mean, and what they meant to us growing up.
And what about like high school life for you? Like, what was high school life like for you?
Well,
and I'm gonna ask you in a multi-layered way, okay? Because you're a very light individual for a black man, right? So I know there's the high school life, and then the dynamics that we deal with as people of color.
Yeah. For the most part, high school was cool. Like me, I wasn't the hangout kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like I was known, and for the most part, I was funny. A lot of people, like girls would be like, yo, take this course next semester. Like even my teachers. One of my home ec teacher thought you should be a comedian. Like, so for most of my high school years, I was cracking jokes. I was having a good time, like, you know, trying to get my studies in. But yes, I was, I don't like to use the word class clown, but I guess I was the class clown. Like I was always cracking jokes, always wanted to make people laugh. You know what I mean? And then also I was into music those times too. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're already into it.
Yeah, so I was in talent shows at my high school. And so, yeah, I liked high school. I liked high school. After a certain point, it just got, I guess, redundant. It just, I don't know, school just didn't interest me after a certain point. You know, those ones where you're like, I feel I learned it all. Like, so now throw me into the real world. Let me, you know, because I was working since I was 14. Wow. I had a job since I was 14.
First job.
Telemarketing.
What was your telemarketing? At 14, eh?
14, selling air duct cleaning.
That was you?
Yeah. I even get those calls now, and I'm like, damn, this was me for real. Damn.
Okay, so let me ask you. And okay, I'm gonna be more personal with the race question. Okay. You're light skinned, but are you albino? Big salute to our sponsors, Diamond Club Delivery. They got delivery all over the GTA and a crazy selection of flowers, tinctures, edibles, and everything that you need. You can also check them out on the 7 Days of Weed website, s7daw.com, or you can check them out on their Instagram, diamondclub_905.
No. Now that's a lot of things that
like break that down to us.
Okay, so I would say it won't be me in my junior high year, but I'd say grade 7. Okay. So what had happened was I'm at my uncle and auntie's house, and like right around my fingernails, like my uncle noticed like it was getting lighter and lighter, right? And he's like, what's going on? And at the time I thought, you know, sometimes your skin be peeling there. So I just thought maybe my skin was peeling. So it's the underskin. Anyways, went to the doctor and I was like diagnosed with vitiligo. Vitiligo.
Yeah.
As some people pronounce it. When the doctor told me, he goes, it's vitiligo. That's how he pronounced it.
Interesting.
But I hear vitiligo.
Yeah.
Right? So as I got older, you know, it progressed. Like I did have the spots, you know, some brown, some, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as I got older, it just transformed into like what you see.
Wow.
So I know a lot of people that's one thing I get. It doesn't really bother me because, I mean, to be honest, if you really know the albino situation, then you know like their eyes are even like their hair.
Yeah. Well, I have family members. I have an aunt and an uncle who are both albino and they bad eyes.
Yeah,
everything,
like
right?
everything.
Blinks very a lot.
Yes, like they're really sensitive to certain things too.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm sensitive to the sun. I can't tan. But other than that, nah, man.
And how did kids treat you in school? Because you know kids could be cruel in school, bro.
You know what's funny? I didn't get picked on.
Interesting.
I didn't get picked on. Like, for the most part, it was the questions. It's just, they're uncertain of what's going on. Like,
just direct questions.
So, yeah, it's like, what happened to you, man? What do you mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, and then you have to go through explanations all the time. And so, yeah, like, for the most part, no one really made fun of me. I had friends. You know what I mean? Some of them I'm still friends with today. So, no, like, I was expecting it. I was honestly expecting, I'm going to get bullied, teased, and I'm just going to have to kick somebody's ass every day. And you know what I mean? But nah, man, because I guess my personality, like who I really am is what reigned true. Like, it's like no one really cared about this.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Cared about the skin color and whatever. Yeah. Even to this day, I'd be on a job site and someone be like, yo, are you white? I'm like, you ever seen a white dude with nappy hair? Like, my hair is nappy. Like, it's not like smoothed out. You know what I mean? Like with a comb over. No.
You're not mixed.
I'm not mixed. Like both my parents black. My mom's from Aruba. My dad's from St. Vincent. So, but again, I don't let it faze me. Like for me, I don't care at this point in my life. And even back then, I didn't care. It's just like, because I go out and it's just, people overlook it. Like they see it at first, but then they just, once I start talking and like we vibe, it's like,
it's nothing.
What Vitiligo?
Yeah.
Like,
So let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation where a white guy thought you were white and said some wild shit?
You know what I'm saying, bro? Huh? You know these. I'm like, whoa. Let me take off my hat for a second. Just like,
chill, Brad.
Chill, okay? Like, relax, Brad. Like, yeah, man. I don't know, man. I've ran into so much, just different cast of characters. Like, just. I don't want to even call them ignorant, because at the end of the day, for me, it's like, maybe you just don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it is what it is. And then I 9 times out of 10 make a joke out of it. I'll just make a joke out of it. So like I said, I thought, even my mom thought, my poor child, you're going to get teased. People are not going to understand. I'm like, Mom, I don't even understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, like, what's going on with my body, what's going on with my skin. You know what I mean? But, you know, God gave life. You know what I mean? And I have that. And that's something I have to be grateful for. So what am I here stressing over? You know what I mean? And even, do you know, like, you see that model right now? She has it. Like, one of the top supermodels.
Yeah. She's from Toronto, too.
Is she really?
Yeah. Minnie something. I'll find the name later, but she's here. She's from Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
that's one of our own.
But again, once people look, like, they're going to look past it. Yeah, she is the girl with it, but eventually they're like, but they see the beauty in her somehow.
Winnie Harlow,
okay. They see the beauty in her. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she still has the spots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, man, that's deep, bro. And even like, you mentioned being already into music in high school, right?
Oh yeah, from grade 7. I'm going to give you a story real quick.
Please.
From grade 7, I used to go to a private school.
And there's something for you to ball up when you're ready, okay?
Respect, brother.
Keep going.
So from grade 3 to grade 7, my mom enrolled me and my brother in a private school, a Christian private school. And you know what? I made a lot of friends there. A lot of my friends that went there went to my church and everything. So I'm a church boy. But grade 7 year, that was my last year there. And then I went back into the public school system. So
right.
My grade 7 year, everybody's out in recess. But me and a couple of my boys, we stayed back. And those times we had cassette tapes.
Right.
Young folks and just, cassette tapes. But
I'll put one on the screen for you, for you young bucks.
So we had the school tape recorder. Remember the classroom tape recorder?
Yeah.
So got one of those. I had a blank tape with me. Me and a couple of my boys, one man's banging on the desk, beatboxing. I'm rapping. I've never rapped a day in my life. But here I am, freestyling. My next boy's jumping in. Took the tape home and I'm like, I'm not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from there, my love for music. Like, I always loved music. I grew up in a musical household.
Right.
Like, my cousins sing gospel. I've been in choirs. My mom had a record collection. So I grew up listening to all types of music, from rock to country to soul to R&B to whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I took this thing home and I said, yo, man, I ain't that bad. And from there, I just pursued it. Started renting equipment. I didn't know what the hell I'm doing, man. I taught myself how to do everything.
So you're talking about making beats too?
I taught myself how to make beats.
Wow.
My whole family pretty much taught themselves how to, like, Merciless, my next cousin Rush. We all, that was our trifecta. Like, we always hung together. My cousin Merciless was already DJing from when he lived in Oshawa. So it was inevitable. So now when he moved back to Scarborough, it's like, yeah, you rap? Yeah, you do that. Let's connect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was fiddling around making beats out when he was in Oshawa with a couple of his homeboys. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm fucking around making beats here too. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
He would sleep over at my crib. We're renting equipment every weekend, going to, at the time, what was it called? It wasn't Long McQuaid, it was something else. I'll remember the store, but it was a musical instrument rental place.
Yeah, not Steve's.
No, Steve's was down here. This was in Scarborough.
Okay.
And I don't want to say it's Long McQuaid, man, but it could be. Anyways, yeah, so I started renting equipment. My mom saw how interested I was in it. For my birthday, she bought me a sampler, and it's Sonic. One of the keyboard samplers from back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
How did she know to get you a sampler?
Because I was renting it weekend by weekend.
Okay, so she's seen
I'm
the
14,
sampler.
I had a job already.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I had to pay for this shit myself. So I'm like literally every weekend, I'm renting this. Boom, and teaching myself.
Yeah.
Then from there, as we got older, I eventually graduated to the MPC, made beats on that. And then from there, one of my homies, Midas, introduced me to the program Reason. Then I started getting into software. And then that was a game changer, because then once that, I started teaching myself how to play piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the more and more I was doing it, the more and more I was getting fascinated with it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want to do this more. You know what I mean? Not like these kids nowadays. Like, some kids, I'm not going to take away anything from anybody doing whatever they're doing, but some, I think, artists and producers out here, there's not a love for what they do. They just do it because it's like, oh, I could get this software and I could just put these things together.
Yeah.
And more and more as we get further into music, the more and more the technical aspect of it is coming out of it. Like, you're not getting real keyboard players anymore. You're getting melodies already sent to you from software. And
you're buying packages.
Yeah, and it's like, what happened to them? Timberland used to, you know what I mean? Ding, ding, ding.
You can buy the Timberland beat pack or the drum cases and stuff.
So as a producer, when these things start happening, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I try to take advantage of whatever's happening as much as possible. You got to roll with the times. You know what I mean? So, but even if I got one of those sample packs, let's say, I'm taking that sample and I'm going to f that up. Like, I'm switching that up somehow. Like, I'm not going to leave it how they gave it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and which how most producers nowadays are doing it. They're like, I'm just going to take that, add a kick, snare, hi-hat.
Yeah, you make a collage.
Sometimes there's even a hi-hat pattern's already there. You're like, oh my gosh, like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you're making it way too easy, guys.
Yeah.
You know, like give them a challenge these guys to make a beat.
So even with the making of beats and stuff like that, and you're rapping now, right? You're rapping over your own beats.
Yes.
Did you already start the singing at the time too, or did that come in later? Because you could really sing. You're not like a so-so singer that, you know, you could just be like, yeah, he could just put something on a hook or whatever. Like, you could either sing or you could just rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? And more times, like, people love you for the singing, bro.
I know. Who did I have a discussion with? I think it was Mike Guts. Mike Guts.
Salute to Mike Guts.
Mike Guts hit me up the other day and he was like, because we've done some work. I've recently just done a couple of tracks with him, but singing. But he did say it to me, he DM'd me and he's like, yo, man, I got to get you on a track rapping, man. I'm like, yeah, people forgot I rap, dog. Like,
that's why I played that in the beginning.
Yeah, I was like, once I started singing, it's like, that's it. We just want you to sing. I'm like, okay. But so I could sing. I grew up in the church, like I said previous, so I could sing. I was in choirs and stuff, so I always had the ability to sing. Now, singing in a recording studio, never really done until right when we formed SLUG.
Oh, really?
So right when we formed SLUG,
and what year was that, please?
Oh man,
that's early 2000s times. I know that.
2005. Okay. 2004. Maybe even earlier. Maybe even 2003.
Okay.
But I was living at Pape and O'Connor with P.I. So at that time, Scandalous was with Empire still.
Yeah.
And he, like, because the man would come down a lot, like Adam Bomb, Trey. Yeah.
We used to go to Greenbrae all the time.
Yeah, the man would come down and, like, we'd vibe. I used to love that. Yo, just so we freestyle, like, it. Good times.
Very good times.
Good times. So at that time, Scandalous was in an Empire, but he was down in Scarborough a lot, and Droopy formed this, what people know today as SLUG.
Right.
So
and for the people who don't know, that's Scarborough Love Us Gangsters. Okay.
Yes.
For the people who live under a rock or who really don't know this real Toronto shit. All right, continue, please.
Hey, what's going on? It's the Hungry Hustle American Dream Afro Man with my main man, Peter Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And we want y'all to know about these sovereign selections.
Hey, yo, Mr. B.O.K. Lloyd Dan, shout out to Sovereign Selections, yo.
Good Dr. Bushman, shout out Sovereign Selections, right by fucking Eden Center. You guys come tap in with them anytime you're in the end.
You guys know what time it is, man. Come to Sovereign and get your loud on. Gas is weed in downtown, 70 Dundas Street East. Pull up on them.
Yo, shout out Sovereign Selections. They pulled up on me on the way in the A. Dropped me some gas with their DT 570 Dundas Street East. Go hit them up. Go to their store, buy whatever you like. Found they got the gas.
Yo, when you out here in Canada, mess with my nigga Peter Jackson and smoke that Sovereign. It's that gas.
And so, yeah, Droops formed this up. Keep in mind already, he had the group Camp Disciples, which kind of, I guess, transformed into SLUG. So the members that were already part of Camp Disciples are now, it's SLUG, and then a couple other members were added, like Stretch, Diesel, and so on and so forth. And I would say I was probably one of the last of the original members to join. Because I'm coming from being a solo artist, right? So at the end of the day, and I've only worked with my cousins. Like, Merciless was my engineer. You know what I mean? We had a studio in Oshawa with one of our homeboys, and every weekend we'd go there. And, like, when I tell you, like, we were making albums in a weekend, we were making albums in a weekend. Like, our work ethic was insane. So I'm like, I don't know if I can go from working in that kind of setting to working in a major group setting now where there's 7 other members I have to be concerned with. And
that squad was a lot of people in that squad.
And then everybody's, you know what I mean? There's going to be this idea, that idea. How do we put everybody on tracks? Like, I know Wu-Tang pulled it off, but watching now their TV show, I'm wondering, like, was it wasn't all sweet. Like, mans were pissed, I guess, that certain mans got on tracks and certain mans did. Like, so now I'm like, do I want to contend with that? But through some convincing with P.I., P.I. said, come on, man. we need you, brother. Like, come on, man. You'd be a good addition to this thing. And him and Droopy had a vision. They had something in plan. They had something in motion. And I'm like, you know what, man? I'm going to try it out.
Right.
It doesn't hurt to try it. We all here anyways.
And they wanted you in the crew for rapping.
Yes, just to be a part of the group. Like, not even, I don't even know, everybody knows I made beats. So I guess they knew that was coming with it.
You made beats, but they wanted, I'm saying for your lyric or for your vocal skill set, they only knew you for the rapping at that time though.
Well, not the members of SLUG, because those are my homies. Like,
so they already knew you could sing.
Yeah, they already knew I could rap and do all this stuff and make beats because we hung together.
Yeah.
And I used to come to the block when I used to come from my studio and play the latest whatever I'd done in the studio. And they're like, oh man, you made this beat too, Smuv. And I'm like, yeah, fam. Like, I'm out here and working.
Right.
So yeah, P.I. came to me and he said, yeah, man, you know what? We really need you, brother. Let's do it. Let's give it a go. And I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a go. And I tell you, man, it was a hell of a ride, man.
Yeah.
Pause, but it was a hell of a ride. Like, the SLUG moments were good moments. You know what I mean? And it was a shame it ended, but it ended. And some things, all good things come to an end sometimes. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. But in that time, you said that's when you started getting into the singing bag, right? So, because you became at one point. After that, you became Toronto's Nate Dogg to me, bro. R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
You ain't the first to say that, but yeah.
But you're like the go-to guy for hooks for singing, bro.
That's love. That's
you know
love.
what I'm saying? So you started getting into it then. That's because I remember hearing the hooks and I was like, yo, those hooks are so crazy.
Yeah, so we had a song. SLUG had a song back in the day, Me Scandalous, which he goes by Tony Ranks. I don't know if he still goes by Scandalous.
He goes by Tony Ranks now.
He goes by Tony Ranks, but I knew him as Scandalous. But Tony Ranks is who he is now. But yes, so me, him, Rasta, and Droops, we did a song. And we were all sitting there fiddling around with the hook. And I think me and Scandalous wrote the hook. I'm not too sure. I can't remember how it went. But anyways, they're like, no, you, because as I'm mimicking it, as we're writing it, they're like, yeah, you should sing it. And at this time, this was when the Pro Tools was heavy. Like, there's no Logic these times. This is Pro Tools with the big the little
rig on the little gray rig on the side. I remember.
You plug in the mic and stuff. My homie that I worked with built a little booth. And so, yeah, we're there. And it's like, boom, we recorded this song when we were young. And then, mind you, the quality was crappy. So we ended up really re-going. Because I had a studio with my cousin, Merciless, at his spot. Like, we had equipment together. So, but he ran it. And he was an amazing engineer. And at that time, like, people are coming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, let's go re-record it there. Re-recorded it there. My cousin, he made the beat. Merciless made the beat. And yeah, from there, I got the singing bug. I'm like, I've never heard myself in a studio singing before. Never. Like, I've heard myself at the church.
Bring the mic a little bit closer to you. Or you could pull the mic over and just sit back.
Yeah, I used to sing at the church, so I heard myself in the church and stuff. And I used to get the hallelujahs.
Catch the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I used to get those from the crowd. So I thought I could sing.
Yeah.
And then it just got crazy. Because then from there, I'm singing other stuff on SLUG stuff, projects that we're doing. So, and then if you want to kind of fast forward, okay, so we're doing the SLUG thing.
Yeah.
SLUG's big, you know what I mean? Like Bishop, like now we have Bishop in there. We have
I remember that. Yeah.
Like we're growing. You know what I mean?
That was like the biggest movement going on in Scarborough.
Like we're growing now. Like, like people are fucking with us.
Yeah.
So Kid Cocky does a song. This is where it really jumped off for me for singing. So Kid Cocky had a song. And now this time I'm living in Tuxedo Court in Scarborough.
Okay.
And I have my studio there, right? And I'm telling you, I lived in a bachelor apartment at the time, and I'm telling you, wall to wall, it was packed in there, MCs. So we're talking Big Blacks, Camouflage, Heavy Hudson. The producers were there too, I believe. Big Pops. Izzy the Kid. Who else was on it? Set 2.
Wow.
Every man that was on Streets Keep Calling Me, because that's where I'm getting at. I'm getting at to Streets Keep Calling Me.
Yeah.
Every man that was on Streets Keep Calling Me, including the producers, were in my studio that day.
Wow.
And so every man's dropping bars. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm there recording it. Boom, boom, boom. I get everybody's verses. They're like, Smuv, would you bless this with a hook, man? And I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? So, pardon me, at that point in time, I didn't really have, like, with me, when I'm creating music, sometimes a distraction is good where people are around and you could kind of feed off of that energy. And then sometimes I like to be alone. I like to be in a zone where I'm by myself. It's just me, the mic, my pen, my pad, and it's go time and I figure it out. So those are one of those moments where I'm like, you know what? I'm leave this with me. So we just kept playing the verses back and forth, pardon me, to see where we could position people, where everyone's gonna go in the song. We're doing all of that. I go, leave the song with me, man. And by tomorrow, I guarantee you, I'm gonna have something special. So Heavy Hudson, Heavy Huddy.
Salute to Huddy.
Huddy.
That's my guy.
He comes back the next day and he's like, Smuv, I know you got something for me. And I'm like, oh, do I? Do I? And so I played him Streets Keep Calling Me, the hook, with the hook and everybody's thing. It's a rough mix. He's like, whoa, yo. And it was Kid Cocky song, so he was next. So I played it for him next, and every man was freaking. They're like, yo, this is what you did last night when we left? I'm like, yep.
That's crazy.
And then from there, it just went into Big Bang. Camo wants a hook.
That Big Bang tune, I played that the other day on the show.
Yeah, I seen that.
And that right there, I was just like, I need to get KinSmuv in here immediately.
Yes, I seen that. Respect, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Respect. And yeah, and then from there, it just kept going. I'm like, then I'm getting those kind of comments. Yo, Smuv is the Nate Dogg of Toronto. And rah, 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 rah. And then the SLUG album comes out too. And it's like, oh, man. So now it's getting to a point where it's like, we don't want to hear this nigga rap. As good as I am as a rapper, you kind of want that hook, man.
You want them hooks.
Like, so I knew I had something special, man. I'm like, you know what? Let me pursue this singing thing. Let me. And then I did my first R&B song and put it out on Hip Hop Canada. And it's called He's a Jerk. And it had Bishop on it at the time. And yeah, it got a good response, you know. And then before you know it, every rapper's singing now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you were ahead of your time with that. Because
every rapper's singing now, but I don't know if heads remember, but I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah. No, like gotta remember, like, this is why I needed to make this a point, because rapping and singing, a lot of people feel like this is a new thing, but like, you're a full-fledged rapper who's able to switch and make an R&B song. And they're listening to some of the new songs that you made lately, and I'm like, yo, this is like high-level R&B.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, I feel you, dog. I feel you, man.
No, I rate it, bro. And even with them times too, right?
Yeah.
There was a transition that started happening between, I won't say the digital age because we were already digital, but like the Dat Piff stuff. Like, we had a bunch of stuff on Dat Piff, right? A lot of the stuff that you're talking about is
I've had a few mixtapes on Dat Piff, for sure.
So how did you deal with like that transition between all of that stuff going, the digital era, basically, you know what I'm saying? Switching to downloading and all that.
I'm telling you, it was for me to download other people, not that hard. But to get into the game and just how the trend, like when you really think about it, it's like we went from peddling CDs out of trunks of cars or backpacks to now, I don't have to do none of that. But what I liked about the CD thing is it's more personable to me. I felt you're actually out in the streets meeting people. You know what I mean? Hand to handing. Like, what beats that? But hey, man, upload it right. Record it now. Upload it now.
Yeah.
Get paid now.
Yeah.
All in one. These things could happen in one day. So it took me a while to kind of get into the groove of things. You know what I mean? Like, it was a very new thing for me. It's like, okay, I know how to download other people's stuff. Go on Napster. It was easy.
Yeah. But to upload your own.
But now to upload my stuff, how do I go about doing that? Like, how do I get involved? Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't as much as platforms as you see now with like SoundCloud. There wasn't no SoundCloud back in those times. There wasn't none of these things that you could upload your own music. And
you almost had to be a coder or almost like a...
I don't know how Soulja Boy did it. Why I rate Soulja Boy and I say, yeah, when he talks those talks like, yo, I'm the internet man. Yeah, you kind of are, bro, because you were there from Napster times.
Yeah, he had a laptop early.
So how can I get my stuff on Napster? I didn't know how.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Fam, I'm still learning the computer shit.
Yeah. And even like, let's fast forward even a little bit to now, right? I was listening to some of the stuff that you make, right? And it sounds like newer stuff. You use a bit of the auto-tune in your voice and everything like that. What do you think about music now? What's your opinions on it?
I'm here, like, you know what? I can appreciate a good song.
Right.
No matter what it is. Like, like a lot, it's mumble rap. I'm like, yo, but I'm looking past that for a minute and I'm listening to the song. Is this song enjoyable? Can I at least enjoy the song? So I dig a lot of stuff out here. I like Roddy Ricch. I like a couple cats from out here, Moolah First. One of my favorites from out here, and he's just dope to me, is Blacker the Dawn.
Blacker!
I need to see that man really go. Not on his end, he's going. But I need people to give him his flowers. Like, I really need people need to wake, someone needs to wake up and I don't sign him but f with that kid.
Yeah,
like, with that dude,
straight up.
He's really doing stuff. Another individual I think people should really f with is Nana Goody.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Like, I could see her acting. Like, I could honestly see her doing roles in movies and stuff. Like, that's how personable and charismatic she is. Like, it's and these people have gifts. These it's one thing to be talented. When you're gifted, yo, run with that shit. So Black of the Dawn, like I said Moolah First, The Crook. I actually watch him grow up, man. So like it's
he's one of my favorite rappers in the city.
And he's on point.
Yeah.
Like, he's on point. His visuals are always good. And he's on point. So I can't really hate on that. YTN Paco.
East End.
Yeah. Portion. NF Portion.
Yo,
now,
you really know your rap out here, eh?
Well, because Portion used to record at my studio when he was younger. Yeah. He used to have a rap partner named Grimes. And they would come through, and I'm like looking at these young cats, I'm like, you guys are dope, man.
Yeah.
And Portion's brother used to f with SLUG, like.
Okay.
So he was part of a group called Bedface, and they were like I guess they were SLUG, but they came later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Portion, Drew Howard used to record at my studio, and people may not know him as Drew Howard, but if you know 88 Glam, you would know that he's part of that group. And so I've with a lot of people, man, and I've seen a lot of people's careers elevate and maneuver. They maneuver from this to that, and yeah, I'm just proud, man. I'm proud to see Portion doing his thing. He's really cause I used to like they were religious.
Yeah.
They're young, you know.
I know. I've had Portion on the show twice.
Yeah, they're young. They're probably doing their thing. You know what I mean? But they always came correct. Here's your studio money, and I wasn't charging nothing big at the time. $10 an hour, I think, or $20. Well, nothing flashy. And these guys always came correct, did their thing, left. I'm like, now look where he is, man. It's a proud moment, man. I'm like, so I've dabbled and been and seen a lot of stuff, like, and worked with like a lot of people that are doing things right now. You know what I mean? So, and it's a really a proud moment for me. It really is. Yeah,
no, that's dope, man. And you know, as an OG, right? I'd like to get some jewels from you on this, because there's something that I posted the other day that was on the blogs with like, it was a 9-panel post of all the Toronto rappers who have been recently incarcerated over the last 3 years, or like, let's say 2-3 years. Okay. Doovie was in the middle, and, you know, top 5, all these different rappers are in there. And these guys are guys who accumulated millions of views. Like, what can we do to like change this rap scene up, bro? Because I used to ask about the gun violence and stuff like that. And I can ask that question a million times, but like, dude, I feel like our rap scene is in trouble right now, bro. What can we do to turn this around, fam?
I would say, for the most part, that a lot of these brothers are gifted, man. A lot of these brothers are talented. A lot of these brothers have something to offer more than just the street shit and the violent. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say I will sit here and be all pitiful and be like, well, it's sad that, but you know, you want to see your brothers and sisters doing better. You know what I mean? And in all fairness, I get it, because I've seen this.
Yeah, we've been there.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So I've seen, like, I've had friends fall victim to the streets. And, you know, it either ended up one of two ways for them: pine box or jail cell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've seen it already. So for me, it's like, come on, you guys have so much more to offer the world. I swear. When you even look at like Drake's artist Smiley, that kid's into real estate, yo. I don't mean to call him a kid, sorry. Like, but
that young man.
I'm old. But yeah, like, so to see that, like, yeah, you did your thing. Now look what you're doing. You're being smart about what's to come. And your future. You're actually thinking about your future. And, you know, and I know it's hard sometimes for these young individuals to think of their futures, because they're looking at their present. Even trying to forget their past, but they're looking at their present. They're saying, what future do I really have? It seems almost hopeless for them. You know what I mean? But so they're just going to continue to keep up doing what they're doing, but you don't really have to, man. Like, I see a lot of talent in these brothers, and I'm like, I know, you know what I mean? If you do the music, man, if that's what you're really into, do the music. You know what I mean? And we all know that the sells. So when people are quick to tune into someone getting beat the up in a post rather than someone spreading a message, you know what I mean? So we know what this social media thing's really about. It's an entertainment thing. So I don't know if that's the mindset these guys are on. Like, we have to do it because to get this clout and be.
It is, bro. Like, I can tell you personal conversations I'm having with people who are like, we got to do this, fam. It's tragic, bro. Like, men don't want to do it, but like they feel like they have to do it. Like, they got to go to the most wildest route to get the most attention.
Yeah, but at what cost? Like, your life? Like, you know what I mean? We lost some good brothers. Smoke Dog.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, these guys are talented. Like, these guys are on their way too, you know? And I'm wondering, is
more
that
than
why?
on their way, bro. These guys had like pretty much almost made it, fam. They were touring the world.
I'm like, these guys have millions of views. And I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, listen, fellas, ladies, we got to do better. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, even that, like, you heard about the DJ drama, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's heartbreaking because I get it, because roles reverse now. If you say me and you are artists and we're going to Atlanta from Toronto, we have to check in.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand with these. It's a fine line, brother. It's a fine line. You know what I mean? Because when you go to Compton and these places, you have to check in with the game or whoever's running that. You have to check in, especially if you're a celebrity or on the come up, rapping, doing whatever.
Yeah.
But did they do the check-in thing with everybody? Why just DJ Drama? Like, you might as well have yapped everybody. I don't want to promote that for you, but
no, other people listen, that's a whole other combo, but other people have been yapped in the past.
Oh, in the past, I know that much.
Yeah.
I know, of course.
Not like Toronto's
we know the stories. We know this, like, I know the stories.
Yeah.
So,
but it is tragic for it to still be a thing, and especially like now that we have it, social media.
And again, if you're telling me that this is for clout, why? You want Toronto to be known as we chain snatches? I don't know.
My thing, bro.
There's bigger things I think we could be known for.
Yeah,
that's not that.
And we have so much talent, man.
And we got so much talent. This is what I'm saying. Like, listen, we got, I mentioned Moolah first before, right? I could see him act like taking their careers further than just the rap and the music thing. Like, you guys have character. You guys are charismatic, as I would like to say, because you could go in front of a camera and be personable. Even when you're mean, you're entertaining me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real shit.
That's entertaining. If you can pull that kind of, I'm miserable, pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm entertained, bro.
Yeah. That can translate to so many things.
That could, your brand, I'm seeing it right now. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You. And because you don't have that I don't give a fuck attitude, it even makes it better. You know what I'm saying? It's good to just have that I don't give a fuck. Who, what, who said what?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah. No, salute to Moolah first, man. And salute to all the Toronto rappers.
All of them.
Man.
There's a lot. There's a lot, man. Some of it's not coming at the top of my head right now, pause, but yeah, man, there's a lot of talent. Like, my eyes are open. Like, I'm listening.
Yeah.
My ears and eyes are open. I'm listening and I'm watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, listen, with you, right? And I'm going to ask the sum up OG question, right? For a man who's seen a lot, worked in studios with so many different people, done so many things on your own musically and in life, what's one thing that KinSmuv now would tell an 18-year-old version of yourself?
Very interesting. Very interesting. I would say grind harder.
Grind harder.
Grind harder. Because what I know now, if I'd known then, like, yes. Grind harder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what we thought, what we were content with and what we've accepted going through life, like, even back then, was like, yo, I could sell 100 CDs. And, you know what I mean? Like, no, I should have went harder. I should have traveled more even. I just stuck in Toronto. I should have been out in Montreal. I should have been out in Halifax, all these places, really promoting myself. You know what I mean? I relied on too much other things in order for that to happen because I was in that mode. It's like, yo, I'm good enough that it'll get to the right ears. Like, you know what I mean? You ever had that mentality where it's like, yo, my shit's popping, man. Someone's gonna hear it that I'm gonna get signed tomorrow.
Just off of bare talent. Yeah.
No, you gotta grind for it. And I'm learning that now because with this whole social media thing, and it's like people are like, nah, man, there's a science, there's algorithms. I'm like, algorithms? They're like, yeah, man, there's algorithms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I gotta go with these algorithms? They're like, yeah, you gotta follow this. So while we still think it's easy because it's social media, it's still not easy. And you're looking like artists like Russ. You know what I mean? A lot of people think, oh man, his story is amazing. How he grinded on SoundCloud for so long, not getting nothing, and then one day, it happened for him.
Yeah.
He was putting out so much music, nothing was happening, nothing was popping. Then one day,
boom. And then everybody went to the back catalog.
And now look at him.
Yeah.
So can it happen? Yes. You want to know why it happened for him? Because he didn't stop grinding. What he thought was failure was the lesson. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He thought, oh, no one's paying attention. Maybe they were. But you just needed that right one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't quite have it yet. But they were paying attention. They're aware. So, yeah, like, grind harder.
Grind harder.
I would tell my 18-year-old self, don't get me twisted. I used to grind back in the day. Like, yes, man's made money and did their thing. But when I say grind harder, I mean pertaining to my music. Like, I should have grinded harder. Honestly, yes, I should have went crazy at no expense. Don't cheap it out. Because, you know, sometimes back in the day, like, nah, I'm going to go with the other graphic guy. Who's $50 cheaper. You know what I mean?
Nah, man.
Pay the extra money.
Pull
out all the stops. And that's what I'm learning today. It's like, a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, man, let's go with this guy. Like, I'm like, no, I want to go with the best guy. Yeah, but he's $100 more expensive. I don't care. Because if he going to make my shit look right, he's the graphic designer for me.
Yeah.
Video guy, I'm like, yo, he $2,000. This guy's $500.
Go for the 2,000.
500 seems, oh, that's blessed. I could get 4 videos out of that one.
Yeah.
But if that one looks how it's supposed to look, $2,000 worth, then you got your money's worth. So and people don't realize it. They always want to cheap it out, man. And I used to be that way. I'm not gonna get it twisted. You always want looking for the easy way out. Sometimes you're always looking for the You know what? I never looked for freebies. That's one thing. I would always pay. Anytime I approached anybody, any artist to feature on my stuff, I left it up to them. Now, you say you're doing the verse for me for free, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am approaching you like, how much do you want for a verse? Now you say, man, Smuv, cut that out, man. Like, come on, like Bishop. I asked a Bishop for a verse one day, and he was like, I'm like, yo, how much would you charge me for a verse? He's like, Smuv, man, your money no good here, man. What you talking about? So I'm like, and that's love. I appreciate that. Like, I'm not asking.
Salute to Bishop.
Yeah, shout out Bishop. But yeah, like I never look to people for freebies. Like I always pay dues, like, cause I know how hard it is. Even as an artist, and in order for you yourself to respect your art form and what you're doing, and even other people to respect it, it has to come at a cost.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Especially how much money that man's put into their careers.
Yeah.
Studio time, paying for videos. I'm not supposed to get nothing back.
Yeah.
You just want a free verse, free hook, free all of that? Nah, man, it can't work out that way. We'll break bread. Like, I'm not trying to break your pocket, but we're gonna break bread.
Yeah.
Simple. You know what I mean? So
grind harder.
Grind harder, bro.
Yeah, man.
I wish I really. But again, the certain tools we have now, we didn't have then, but still we could have went harder, made a true name for ourselves, and really do things. Like, I'll tell you a story. I remember I want to say this is the first time I met Drake. And Boy Wonder's there. I forgot what club we're at, but I want to say, I don't want to say this is his first CD. I'm thinking with DJ Smalls.
Okay,
that CD came out. This is before everything he's done after that.
Yeah, this is
like
what City Is Mine and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's there and he's handing them out, and I'm like, at this time, I didn't really know him to be Drake. I just knew him as the guy that was on Degrassi because I watched Degrassi, right? And I'm like, yo. You rapping now? Boom. Took your CD, put it in my back pocket. Now, leaving the night, I saw the CDs on the floor, and I'm like, poor dude, man. Like, I'm like, there's a lot of hard work went into that. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's on Degrassi, so he's probably making more money than the average than what I'm doing working my 9 to 5. But still, like a lot of effort went into this.
Yeah.
I took that CD home and I'm like, yup. I didn't know it'd be this big, like where he's at now. But I knew, I'm like, yo, man, with the right, you know, and he did it.
Do you still have that CD?
No, I wish. I wish, bro, because that's got to be a collector's item.
Oh my God, that's what I'm thinking right now, bro.
That's got to be a collector's item.
That's like worth at least 10K right now, bro.
Woo, he probably even buy it for me because he probably don't even have one.
Yeah, he's like, fam. And hey, he be watching, so you never know. He might be like, yo, find that.
I've looked. I've looked, fam. I've looked. I'm like, come on, man. Where you at?
Yeah.
I got every other CD, but oh man, but yeah, that day. And I just remember it. I'm like, wow. And I look where he is now, man.
Yeah.
Proud of him, man. I'm telling you, man. Even Tory Lanez, when me and Camel met him for the first, well, I don't know if Camel met, but I know I met him for the first time. Me and Camouflage were opening up for Cardinal Official at the CNE. And Tory Lanez came in our green room. And he's just all hype and giddy. And he's like, yo, you guys, man, I look up to you guys. Camouflage, man, can I get a picture? And I'm just like, boom, took his CD now. And I'm like, this kid got it too. Like, so I knew just from mixtapes back in those days. I'm like, with the right push, these guys are going to go somewhere. It's going to have to take that right. That's what I'm talking about, grinding harder. They grinded.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I'm going to go Miami or I'm going to go Atlanta or Houston. I'm going to put myself in whatever pocket I can fit myself in to get myself known. Yeah. Because I know I'm that good.
Yeah.
And look where they are today. Well, Tory Lanez.
Prior to the incarceration.
Free up Tory Lanez, yo.
Yeah, definitely.
Free up Lanez, yo. But yes. So I got a lot of history. Like I got a lot of experiences and I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. Like it was meeting Tory Lanez that day, meeting Drake that day. And yeah, man. And to see where they are right now and then others after them, like, you know what I mean? The even younger generation coming up to see them and like I said, Portion, he's recorded at my studio and to see what he's doing now. Like he's on billboards and stuff. Like this is amazing. Like this is, it's a proud thing for me.
Yeah.
It's not a hate thing. It's not a malice thing. It's a love thing.
No, it's same here, fam.
You know what I mean? I love to see that.
No, fam. And listen, I want to make sure to salute you. And this is why I felt that this conversation was important because your contributions have brought us to where we are today. You know what I'm saying? We have our pioneers, the maestros and different people like the Cardis from back in the days. And we have that middle time, like that 2000s time where all the contributions from those times have helped evolve all of the scene where we are today. You know what I'm saying? And you, the SLUG movement, everything that you know, DJ Merciless, your whole family, everything that you guys brought from that time.
Yeah.
And remember, all of the people you mentioned are going through your studio. I want to salute you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Like, yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride, man. I'm telling you, like, I love seeing what's going on, especially with people that like I've come into encounter with it. And you know what I mean? Just to see the growth and see, you know, where they're going and where they are. Yeah, man. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm proud. I'm like, no hating over here, man, with me. It's like, it's all love. Like, I just love to see, and I just want our city to do better, man. I really do. There's a lot of talent out here, and I really feel that, you know, if people tap in right, we could get things popping. Like, you guys are too talented to be doing the man. Cut it out, man.
Yes, sir. What do you got coming up next, sir?
So I got a show with Private Name, Private Number in Niagara on the 17th of June. It's also a showcase. So there's going to be other artists from Buffalo, I believe. Some artists from like neighboring areas, like plus Toronto. But yeah, I'm doing that. And again, like I said at the beginning of the interview, I'm working on licensing. I really want to get my stuff in movies, and I'm trying to like connect with people like that, like get into, because I have movie music.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting on stuff that if people heard, like, you wrote this and produced this, I'm like, yeah, man. You could hear that on Disney and shit. Like I got some, so I'm trying to get into that game. I'm probably gonna bring out some stuff. You know what I mean? I'm working on some new. So I want to get back in my rap bag, man. You know what I mean? Like I feel another rap album's due, because I put out a rap album, what do I want to say, 2018 or 2019. And I thought for sure, and I'm like,
The Rebirth.
No, that's a song. I brought out, if you go to my SoundCloud, which is just www.soundcloud/KinSmuv, but I had a
Smooth Talk.
That's my
EP. I see a 8 song or 7 songs with a acoustic.
That turned out, yeah, that turned out to be, it's technically an EP, but when I loaded it up on TuneCore, I had to change it to an LP because they were saying the timings and whatever makes it an LP, it's not actual an EP. So
yeah.
But there's that album, but I released Barcode.
Okay.
And the song you played earlier, that's where it's off of. It's off of that album. And I put it out for free on SoundCloud. I just said, go on my SoundCloud and download it, guys. But it was some heat. Some heat, bro. All hip hop. Like I'm singing on some stuff, but it's not the premise of the project. The project is the bars.
It's all about the bars.
Yes.
I want to find something for our outro here. Barcode.
There's Confessions. There's there's so much, man. And I want to get back into that bag. But I love to sing. I love to sing. I love singing. I love it all. I love music. I just love doing music, man.
Nah, King, I really appreciate you having this convo here with me here.
For
and
sure,
I'm
brother.
gonna look up. Let me see here. Let me find KinSmuv in the SoundCloud here, because I want to bring us out with something from Barcode. But while I'm doing that, I want to give a quick also salute to my sponsors, quick, fast.
Yeah.
Salute to the sponsors. Diamond Club, deliveries all over the GTA. Hit them up on their Instagram, diamondclub_905. And also salute to Sovereign Selections. Okay, they got their dispensary over there, 70 Dundas Street East, right next to the Burrito Boys. And they got deliveries going on now all over the GTA, all over the downtown area. All right, so make sure to hit them up. KinSmuv, thank you for having this convo here with me, fam.
Brother. Yes. Thanks for having me, man.
Yo, fam.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to take us out here. I think I'm going to, this title, Confessions, I'm going to run that too.
Confessions?
Yeah.
Bad track. Yeah, check it out, man.
Let's get it popping.
Yes, sir.
We love hip hop.